Hello everyone, this is Karaoketuottaja with an updated video on how to make a karaoke track, since there has been some changes in the process since the last time. So first off, we're gonna download the song itself, and this is the song I want, but it can't be found on freemp3download.net. I've also checked on Spotify and it cannot be found there, but it can be found on YouTube here. So what we'll want to do is we're gonna rip the audio here from YouTube. So just copy over the YouTube link and go to the folder where you want the file. Open a command window and then use this tool called YT-DLP and use this string of commands here, M4A, and paste the link. Now this will download only the audio part of the video. And here it'll give you almost the exact, or it'll give you the exact title, but we will have to do some modifications. First off, like clear this end, and if it has special characters like this that are usually forbidden in a file name, just change those to something different so you don't run into issues later on. So next step is the vocal isolation, and this part has changed majorly since the previous tutorial I made. So UVR5 has updated to a GUI version, UVR 5.4, and this is a much more user-friendly program to use right now. It has easily changeable options here, and it's a GUI, so like everyone can use it. But we will start off by selecting the input here. Input file, we will use this, and then the output. Just specify output folder. And here you can change the output file. I'll take FLAC. Keep these three as defaults in the ensemble, which we will start off first. So we will be using ensemble, multi-AI ensemble. Then we will be using a VR architecture with 1 HP UVR and 6 HP Karaoke. Now this 6 HP, it's a downloadable model, and I'll go into that later. But let's start off with the ensemble mode, and we will create a custom ensemble. So click here, choose ensemble. And then on the MDXNet or DMAX model, choose this MDXNet main. And on the VR model 1, choose 1 HP UVR and leave everything else as no model. And then here window size, you can change the window size and it will affect the quality of the conversion. The smaller the window size, the better quality conversion it will be, or vocal isolation, but it will take more resources. And here you have only 3 options, but the smallest you can actually do is if you click window size here and then change it manually to 272. That's the smallest you can use for the best quality. And then here, if you have a good GPU, check GPU conversion. Then we will want to keep both, so don't like check only vocals, because we want to keep both. And then use TTA and save all outputs. What the save all outputs does is it keeps both the stuff from this model and from this model, and we will want this 1 HP UVR for later, so we will do save all outputs. And then just start processing. It'll take a while for this ensemble mode. So now the ensemble is done, and what files we got is the instrumental and the vocals from the ensemble, and then all these saved outputs. And what we will want is this 1 HP UVR. These rest, at least I don't care about. So I will move this here and just delete the folder. Now we have 3 files. Next we will do the VR architecture 3 HP vocal, and here click save vocals only, and then click model test mode. If you don't click model test mode, then it will make a file with this same file name as seen here, and it will override this. So be sure to check model test mode unless you want to already move these to another folder. Then also change the window size for this one. And just go. So now the vocal model has done processing, and next up we will use the 6HP Karaoke one. Now this model doesn't come as a default with UVR 5.4 GUI, so we will have to go to the settings tab here and then click on download center and then VR arts here, and then from here select the 6HP Karaoke. Now it's not showing the window here, it's showing up on my second screen, but just select the 6HP Karaoke and then download. Once you've downloaded that, it should show up here. So just click this, set window size to 272. Again, check model test mode, and now change from save vocals only to save instrumental only, and then start the processing. So now the 6HP Karaoke model has done processing, and now we're done with the vocal isolation part. So let's move on to the next step. So the next step is making the backing track, and we will be using these models that we just made and combining the best parts of them to make the backing track. So let's start off with by taking them out of the outputs folder and putting them into our project folder. And we'll first take the 1 and 6, and we're gonna invert the 1. So here I pressed my hotkey to invert, and you can change your hotkeys if you go to edit preferences and then keyboard. Then if you type invert, you can click here and then put your button here. But we inverted the 1, and then we will control and select both and then mix and render. I pressed the hotkey for that as well. And that will mix them together and find the differences between them, and now we're left with only the background vocals. So let's export this. I used Ctrl-Shift-E for export and FLAC file, and then we will just do PV and FLAC level 5 bit depth 16, and here I have a metadata. Just use my tags. Now we have the background vocal file. Let's open up a new Audacity here. And now we can delete the 6. We only need the 6 temporarily to create the background vocal file. So now let's put everything in. And we will also take the original audio. Now with M4A files, you will need the FFMPEG library. So if you go preferences and libraries, you will need to download and locate the FFmpeg library. But with FLAC files you can, or with FLAC files, Audacity natively supports them. So let's press Ctrl F and Ctrl Shift F to fit the audio in here. Now we will want to solo one track so we don't get blasted with audio, like all the tracks at the same time, and just start listening. I usually start with the ensembled instrumental and just listen to the parts where you need to add the background vocals and where you don't need them. And usually when there's an instrumental part, I always use the original file, because there might be some like trumpets in the background that the vocal isolation, like these vocal files, they will eat up those instrumentals or the trumpets. And if you're using like a ensembled or the 1HP UVR for the instrumentals, then you might accidentally lose some like trumpets or saxophones. So I always use the original file for large areas like this where you can see that there's no vocals. But let's begin here. what I usually like to do is listen to the background vocals here to see whether I need to use like combine 1 HP UVR and the background vocals, or can I just use the instrumental. So you can do that by just selecting the background vocal one and then listening whether it's just the main singer or is there a background singer like with this part or this. And you can listen to what it sounds like if you unmute the 1 HP UVR and then keep the background vocal as well unmuted. See, here you can see a instrument leaking in. See, this part I might actually just use this. Because it's just a bassy voice from this guy. And it's just a bassy voice and the model thought that it was a background vocal. Here's an example what I said. So for this part, I see a lot of stuff leaking into the vocals. So here just use the original, and then I think here's some singing still, or maybe not. Nope. But now we've got an overview, general overview of what we're dealing with, so let's actually start like cutting this. So with the previous version of the UVR5 models, you would always require cutting in areas like this where it's just about to drop the beat or there's a drum hit, so you wouldn't get like audio crackling. But these, the ensemble and the regular 1 UVR, 1 HP UVR, they're so similar that you can cut almost anywhere, like just like cutting here, cutting here, cutting here. And you're not gonna get audio crackle because the audio wave is so similar. But it's still a good practice to like cut somewhere here just before a beat. So if there might be some audio crackle sometimes, then you will most likely eliminate it completely, or it's very difficult to hear because there's a beat drop right there. So since we're starting with this, I'm gonna end this here. And then continue with this one. So just testing what it sounds like, so I can then continue if it sounds good. Yep. Just keep going. Checking what this is. Yeah, just a leaked vocal. And here is background. So if you're gonna use a part with background vocals, you will need to use the 1HP UVR. I'll try demoing it like right here. Or wait, I think this one was better. See, it sounds good with this 1HP UVR because the 6 HP UVR, it's using the same bass architecture. But if we would combine the unsampled one, which has the MDX also combined in the model, it'll not sound as good. Because some of these background vocals also leak into this file, and the ones that leak into this, they are like not present here, but when you combine them both, then they are both there. Like you can hear a little bit, but none of them are present in this. So let's find that spot. Okay. Just cut this like this. And since the vocals just cut like here. End this here and begin this here. Okay. Just cut like here. Oh, I cut too much of this. Sometimes when the singer does a breath here, it might sound bad. So if you cut it too early or too late, so let's just try see what it sounds like. Sounds good. Yep. And even though the background vocal here, it's overlapping a little bit with the ensemble, it doesn't usually sound bad, especially if it's fading out. And then you will have to find out when this ends, because the main singer starts here as well, so you would want to cut like right here, but of course the background vocal is leaking at least all the way here, so let's see where we need to cut. See, like right here. It's a pretty difficult one. So in this case, what I would probably do is take like this area, then go into effect and use reverb. I use presets like this. So it's a little bit like echo. And you can hear the breath of this guy. But I think in the grand scheme of things, it's not that audible. Yeah. Just a little bit of a fade out here. Okay, good enough. And good time to save here, so Ctrl S to save, and I have this folder Karaoke projects that it just saves with the default name of the first file that you put in, so just saving there. Oh wow. See, so much of the background vocals have leaked into this one USBR. So here I could demo this. So combining the ensampled one with the background, or using this one. Yeah. So cut here. And I'm placing these labels with Ctrl B. This should be it. Somehow just felt like an abrupt stop. So I'll just cut this a little bit later. And also do a fade or a reverb. A quick fade out here. It's not much. This is a difficult one. See, I would want this part where this guy's saying something. But then this other guy's singing like a long note here in the background as well. And since it sounds like a main vocalist, this guy who's talking, it's not being put into any of these, so... Can I do it like this? This is a very difficult one. I might have to just leave this out. This is unfortunate. Yeah, this is very difficult. Yeah. This is just the unfortunate thing. I'll just have to like leave this out. Maybe I'll check it again, but it looks like I'm gonna have to leave that out. I'm using this, so I'm taking the background vocal and the 1 HP to listen if there is any background vocals that I'm missing, because I'm confident that I will still use this one, but I'm just checking if there is some stuff that I'm missing. Also, if there's like this humming or like a angelic sound in some songs, it might get sucked out or it might disappear in this file, so you would want to try something like this. And you can use Shift S, and then the arrow keys to change between like soloing a track. So you could try like this. Listen if there's like big changes. Doesn't seem to be any. See here. Little fade in for this one. Maybe a bit more. See without it. Yeah, just so abrupt. Even now. It might have to do with this, me cutting at the wrong point. We're trying to get a smooth transition here. Might have to start all the way from here. And you can right click on these labels and then click delete label to get rid of those ones. Okay, so now we're using this bass one all the way from here. So what I think I'll do is I'll just mute this here. Then do a fade from here. No, it's still shit. But that one is good. Could I cut from here? No. These are so different in this part. You can also see in the thickness of the waveform here. That's why it's causing me trouble now. Let's try to find one spot. It's lagging. I'll just cut here. This one is an annoying one, because the main vocalist has leaked into this one. But I think we'll just have to live with this one for now. Oh wow. Control Y to redo something. That sounds bad, but there's just so much singing going on here. The louder the singer is, the more difficult it is for the models, the isolation models, to do their job. Okay, even though there's a little bit vocals leaking, the instrumental is so loud here that all this get drained out. I'll just switch to this. So now we're gonna switch to the original file. It's a difficult one. but I'm not gonna do anything about it. Some like screaming, like shouting in the background. Here we're gonna cut. Now it's gonna be a slight instrumental here, so I'm just gonna change to the original file again. Even though it looks like it could be fine, I'm still gonna just do it. Just to be safe. Okay, there are these background stuff, so I will have to use. Let's see how it would sound like this. See, these very slight ones, these very small ones, they could possibly be used with this. Yeah. Oh my god. Sounds so abrupt. But it is. See, I think I'll here have to use this. I don't know. They're very similar. Okay, this one is obviously you have to use the one. Because even without the background vocal you can hear these. Also here. So just got here. Moving too much. I might just do it without the background. Yeah. So let's finish this part here. Don't forget it. It's gonna continue here. Probably have to change this again. Yep. Let's see if that background shout cuts off abruptly if I do this. I might actually keep this in. I'll see about that. Again, here it sounds bad because the vocals are just so loud. Oops. That's the last of the vocals. We have a very long instrumental here at the end. So now it looks like this. And now I will cut out the background vocals where we don't need them. So this whole part here. That's the unfortunate part right there. What is happening here? Oh, I'm using the instrumental. Okay. Oh, the original, I mean. I think this wasn't. Should I include this? Nice. And this was all useless here. And also, because we're using the original file here, this is all useless. So those are the background vocal parts. Now let's fix up the rest. So we start here. So we don't need this. Cutting point here. Here we're using the instrumental. So from here to here, and this should be not used. Here again, instrumental of the original. Don't need this, don't need this. Just test. Yep. And we shouldn't need these back here. Okay, now to check this out. This out. Yeah, so that should be it. So now we will unmute the tracks and just play it from the start. This was the instrumental thing, why I had to include that. ends so abruptly. Let's see if I can check if it's really like that. So I'll put the background one again. Yeah. It just ends like that. Can't do anything. Yeah, I'll keep this. Gonna try again here. See what this part sounds like. Yeah, just another part that sounds bad. Okay. So that's it done. Now we'll do some work on the ending and the start. So it seems like we have plenty of space at the end here. We can work on the start. Probably won't include this static forest noise here. Let's see what it sounds like. Yeah. So what I do is find the place where the music begins. It's like right here. And then if you have a song that like immediately starts, like there's an instrument here, like a drum or something playing already, then if you would start the song, like delete everything here and start it from right here, some audio playback devices might not like pick up that there's audio playing like immediately. So what I do is go 200 milliseconds back and then place a marker there. And then I cut off this. So now there's a 200 millisecond buffer of quiet. And then if there would be a drum playing here already, your audio playback device would have 200 milliseconds to pick up that you just started playing audio file. Now go to the end and find the part where the music stops completely. You can check here as well, or turn up your audio. in this case, it has some static here, so I won't like include that as being part of music. So I think the whole instrument part stops here. So then I will add 1 second and 500 milliseconds. So, and then add a marker. So that's 1.5 seconds of just quiet. Then I will cut off the rest. Even though there is now sound playing here, it's just some static, like very, very inaudible static. Might as well just do a fade out here. Then from here, just cut it off completely. Yep. So that should be the backing track. And do just Control-Shift-E for the export. And here you will want to get rid of these letters with some, like if you in your language you have these kind of letters, just get rid of them, because KBS will not play your audio file if you have those. So that's the instrumental file, and then I will unmute one of these vocal files and do an export again. And this time I'm gonna do the syncing file. And then I'm gonna take MP3, because this sync file, nobody else is gonna hear this sync file other than you. So I just want this to be a small file size file. And then save the project once more. And that's the backing vocals part done. So for creating the lyrics, it's the same as last time. It's just you find the lyrics online, or if they're not found online, then you need to listen to them yourself and write them down. And then get another version of the lyrics where you cut the syllables with either like a plus sign or a slash, whichever you define in KBS. So now we have done the lyrics and the backing vocals, and now it's time to jump into KBS and do the syncing. So I'll take the instrumental and sync. I'll just rename my project file and open up KBS. Now take the lyrics that are cut into syllables, paste them in, and then start splitting up the words so they don't go over the boundaries here. Let me copy over this into here. So if I need to recreate that, I can have it, and then I'll remove this 20 from the start.
Tartun pitkän harjan varteen, mutta näessäni portit avautuu. Ja mä lähden täältä himaa. Vuosi ollut pitkään, joskus ajattelu on, et tulet tästä jostakin vai onks tää ajan hukkaa. Mun hengi tätä parempaa, en olis voinut toivoa, en kun lähdettiin toisin me toivomaan. Mut tulihan tää röhriserä rottana. Me ollaan edellä, voit sinkä vaikka telkkarista tarjoilen kun parista turhan marista. Mua ei kiinnosta tapa mahtaa kun salama mesutta mussa skene remontoida kun se iskee niinku vasara. Sillä mun paraat nippu kun tippi, räjähtää kun granaatti, sokkaa irti. Voidaan vaikka heitellä muutama kiväri silti piltiin VM:stä. Sillä mun paraat nippu kun sillä mun paraat nippu kun tippi, räjähtää kun granaatti, sokkaa irti. Voidaan vaikka heitellä muutama kiväri silti piltiin VM:stä. Real
So now we have done the lyric sync, and now it's time to start editing the text if there was some errors in the syncing or splitting the syllables. I know I had one here. So let me go to the edit. Okay. So I will start centering these. Not instrumental. So these are from my preset file here. That can be found in the Google Drive that I will link in the description. And here, now that we have this background vocal thing, I will just remove these and change it to a background. Oh. And then for this last part, this is a new one. If you're looking at the previous tutorial, this is a new one compared to that. So let me just check my notes here. Here, outro. So the bar for the outro is 136. Then number is 143. Then I will use this style, which makes the font 10 instead of 12. And just the progress bar. And these are my settings. So now let's go to the edit page. Okay, so I'm using this thing where for the first few sentences, or maybe even the first one, if it's a long sentence, I will delay the words by 20 ticks. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 into 20. So you will select all these words. You can do that by holding Shift and then clicking some word. And then if you want to select multiple, you need to hold Shift and Control as well. And then just click. But here there's a word that ends quickly here. So if I would demo that, select this, and then I would try moving these. You will see that it'll get smaller like that. So what you gotta do if there's a word like this, just extend it a little bit like this. And then select both and hold Control here and press this 4 times. And that will delay them by 20 units. Then I move this here, fix this again. And if you wanna accurately move this to the correct spot, then hold Control and press the arrow keys until it like moves there. And then here at the end of the words, I will do a thing like this where I listen where the word ends. Here it's a very fast word, so this looks weird, but I'll just demo on like another word. So it ends right there. Then I hold Shift and with the mouse wheel go 1, 2, 3 down, and then take the end here and drag it like a little bit above the red line. So like this much above the red line. And what that's gonna do is it's gonna compensate for the lyric timing, like the lyric vibe being earlier, but then the lyric will end later, like we're making this end later. It looks weird here on the preview. Well, this is a long word, so it doesn't look that weird. But it's just compensating for the fact that we are starting, in my template, we're starting the lyric vibe earlier. And I will talk about this later when I'm done here. And here the same, but there's a comma here. So what I will do is, of course, find where the word ends. Then press spacebar to stop it. Then Shift 1, 2, 3. And then here I'm gonna split the comma. And since it ends like right here, I wanna stop the end of the word here. And then the rest can be the comma. This is such a fast word that I'm not gonna care about this, splitting that. Here it ends here, and then 1, 2, 3 it would go this far, but I wanna still split this exclamation point and just make it like very small, like a little box here. It's like 1 frame to get it done. Same here. Now, since this is a background vocal that you don't need to sing, I'm gonna extend this like this. Same with this. And here, now that we have space to extend this, for like small letters like an exclamation point, I will go to the start here and then do Shift and 1, 2. So that's twice, and that's gonna be the length of the comma slash exclamation point slash like a dot or something. But if it's a question mark, then I would do 1, 2, 3 if I have like space to go here. Because it looks weird if question mark is wiped so quick. But since it's exclamation point, I will just do 1, 2. This actually ends a little bit earlier. Also reset and save once in a while. You don't want to lose your work. here in the middle of a sentence comma as well. I'll do the same trick, so. And here we can finally show the comma when it has space. So this ends here. And then 1, 2, and like this. Just the instrumental break, just put them in the middle here for now, so when we reset, the long ending here won't interrupt with the starting of this like it does now. So we get the full 2 seconds here. Here the word ends here, and then 1, 2, 3 it goes over, but I just, like, if the word would end here, let's say, I'm just gonna keep it like this. I'm not gonna like extend it here. Just gonna keep it like that, like here. Here we have a word with a long ending. So you might wanna do this, where you split the 2, and then like have the beginning be the first letter. Looks sometimes kind of weird. Then just extend the first letter more.
edellä voit sinka vaikka telkkarista tarjoilen kun parista turhan marista. Mua ei kiinnosta tapa mahtaa kun salama mesutta mussa skene remontoida kun se iskee niinku vasara.
Now I've done the syncing well, at least to my standards, so I'm not gonna waste my time on trying to look if these are good, because the 0.3 second lyric wipe before thing that I have, it's gonna it's just gonna make everything look like more natural, I think. So I'm not gonna waste my time trying to look if these are frame perfect. That should be the last word there. So now I will quickly go over it again. Check for stuff like the commas. Mostly looking at this here, it's easier to spot the commas.
En oo tääl enää päivääkään. Ilman suuta jouko. Lämmit ja 30 pakkasta. Piiristä kasvua, sitä pakkasta voidaan vaikka heitellä muutama kiväri silti piilviin. VM-masto is the real deal, nyt on pakko lähteä reserviin.
Fix this. This doesn't matter if it's split or not, it's just gonna be white text, so it's not gonna have anything wipe on it. But there we go. So that's the lyrics wiping part done. Then onto the display remove part. We will ignore the starting part for now. We will come back to that when I create the slides. But here already, what I'm paying attention in the display remove part is these overlapping words mainly. So let's see how to fix that. So you see it goes from this to this where it's 4, and this last word is overlapping, so just drag it like this. Go to the end of this. So what I'm doing is I'm holding shift now and then scroll wheel. And then if I don't hold shift and scroll wheel, it's fast. But I go like this and then start holding shift. And then I start holding control at the very end, and it's gonna go 1 unit at a time. So I go to the end of the word and see, keep doing the scroll wheel. And go to when you see it disappear. Then when you see it disappear, then do 1 more unit. And then you want to accurately put this to the same frame. So to move the left side of the starting lyric, you hold Alt and then you use the arrow keys. Oh, you hold Control and then you use the arrow keys, sorry. So then it starts there and I'm holding Control and using the mouse wheel. And now you can see that it's frame perfect, changing like that. And since I fucked up this with Alt, I'll do it same here, 1, 2. When it disappears and then hold Alt and fix this. There we go. Here's a big fix. Just gonna extend these to begin here. Oh, it might not work. Oh yeah, because it's from 4 to 3. Okay. Let's see if I could... No. Let's see how difficult it is if it's like this. Also this already goes here. See here, it doesn't have that much time. Usually I have 2 seconds, so 1, 2. So you would already see the lyrics here, but now it's only 1 second. I might do a compromise here where I remove this word quicker, then move this here. Let's see how it looks like. This is kind of weird looking, but we gotta just deal with it. I'm just gonna remove this quicker. Bring these close. Now this can be confusing, where like one word or one line appears and then quickly another line appears. So especially if they're close like this, what I usually do is start them at the same time. Like this. Same here. Now for the instrumental, do the same here, 1, 2. Then when you see it show up, it's perfect now. And then at the ending, 1, 2. And then you will only have to do one of these, so because I have 2 here, just do one and then like do the timing perfectly on one, and then control select both and then align here on the top. Then we'll go back to lyrics wipe and fix this. So here, holding shift 1, 2, that's gonna be 20 milliseconds. Then the ending is on the very end. So that's gonna make the progress bar. Of course, save. And in this part, this player move, don't press the reset again because you've already messed with the timings. And what the reset will do is it will just reset the timings to the like starting 2 seconds earlier and ending half a second later. So don't do that. Okay, this is gonna be a challenge again. I might have to do all of these to end the lyrics showing before half a second, because this is a rapping part. Let's try without it. If it's like this, where it's on the same frame, but some words disappear before the one that you would not want to show up first, then just click that and delay it by 1 frame. The 1 frame is not gonna be noticeable ever, but still. Now here's the opposite of overlap. Here you need to pull these words in like this over these words. So make it start here. And here again, the second one is showing earlier than the first one, and I don't want that, so I'll delay it by 1. And the third one, it's gonna overlap like this, so I'm not gonna wanna do that. But here, this one ends somewhere here. It's under this word, so you can't see it. But here it disappears here. So I'll bring this close.
romahtaa kun salama. Mesuttaa musaskene remontoida kun se iskee niinku vasara. Silloin mun paraat tippuu kun tippii. Räjähtää kun granaatti, sokkaa irti. Voidaan vaikka heitellä muutama kiveri silti pilviin. VM Master is the real deal, nyt on pakko lähteä reserve. The real deal, nyt on pakko. VM Master is the real deal, nyt on pakko lähteä reserviin.
And that's the end. Now for the intro and the outro CDG files and this instrumental outro thing. What I do is I go to lyrics wipe and like with the control and scroll wheel, go to the very end of the word and then do shift 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the last word, just make it disappear a little bit later than usual. And then also make it page removal fade. Then here again, go to the start and then hold shift, go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you count how much seconds you have remaining here just by scrolling the scroll wheel down. So I'll count that right now. So that's 76 seconds. Right from this spot. So what I'll do is go to slides, then open. And here I have a couple of these made already, but I don't have one for 76. And also I need to do the show. I'll just like take this as a base. So here's 46 seconds, and then the viewing time of this frame is 42.5. In KBS, 150 means half a second, and 300 means one full. And then the fade duration is here 2 seconds. This is like in fade, and then the out fade is 100. So we had 76. So 76 means 1 minute 16 seconds. And then here 1 minute 12. So then we will save this. 76. And then build it as well. $76. And now if I play, this is what the outro looks like. And it's just 1 minute 16 seconds and then it fades out. And here the palette, I will load from here the outro palette that I have saved and then move it like this. Then save and build. Forgot to do that first, so you can get the palette by using optimize palette and then changing some colors yourself. I had to fiddle with this so I can have a progress bar on top of this outro CDG. But that's done now, and I will make the intro as well. So I will use this one. There we go. And I have this template here. So what we do, we check the song name. And this font that I'm using, it doesn't have the A letter, which has the dots above the A. So I have to like put dots here, then move them. Like this. Okay. Then it's not a cover song, so I will remove these. And then I think I'll use the longer artist, so things like that. Yeah, and since this font has the numbers as like this, it's usually we write it like this. Or like this. But I think I might just use the numbers. Yep. So, and then the palette. There was so much text here. And you can see that these are not so smooth. But now that there's less text, I will just use optimize palette, all slides. It will smooth out something a little bit. But this background is still like gray. So you can fix that by moving the slides to the palette editor here. And then just clicking on this. And it'll like somehow reset stuff. And then just bring them back. And it'll be fully black. Now save this. I will show all files temporarily so I can get the name. And then put it back to the slideshow project. Just name. Then also build. Oh. Just naming this file as well. Now we have an intro that looks like this. So now we can add the intro and the outro. And I will just check this positioning again. 5. And then go add. Add the 76-second one. Right there. And it's perfect right there. Then this one, I'll have to check my notepad. So outro CDG. We will start this here at 1.9 seconds after. So it's 1, 2, and then we go 1 back. Start this here. And then the lyrics wipe will start. We'll make that later. But the ending. This is a long outro, by the way, not usually this long outros. Here where it ends, somewhere here. And just do 1, 2, 3. Like that. Then we will use this and select both and align them. Now we move this. That was from this point 1, 2. Oh, these are different, like 1, 2 here with not holding nothing, just using scroll wheel. 1, 2. It's completely different than here. 1, 2. See, so from here to 1, 2, and here 2.4 seconds in starts the wipe. And then at the end 1, 2, 3, 4, or actually from the one, just one like that. Oh, I need to actually bring this one. It's gonna take a while. Oh, and I fucked up. I dragged this. The hitbox or the area to hit this is so small. You sometimes actually drag that. So have to do this again. Okay, careful this time. Okay, there's the end. Just go to where this thing starts and or ends, and then go Shift and 1, and that means the same as going 4 from the back here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we have a progress bar like this, and the preview doesn't show the outro CDG, but I'm gonna have my logo here as well. So do a save here. So that was the outro. Then we go and do the intro. So intro starts at the very start. Take this folder, find the intro, and then bring this progress bar start to 5 seconds, 5.6 seconds. Like this. And we fix this. Holding Control and arrow keys to fix that. Bring this here to 5.8 seconds. And then fix the end of this. One, two, three, four, 5. Just like every other word disappears after half a second. Okay, and now we're gonna copy over this. And then let's see, what was it? 20. So we're gonna make this 20S. Switch it to instrumental break. And since these were 15 below at first, like there are now, gotta change this to 15. And then move these up to just about overlap with the 20. Like that. Save and go to the edit screen again. It looks like this. Now I'll just move this back a little bit. So then I can move this here. So now it looks like this at the start. And the 20 disappears just as the new words come in. So that's the intro. And now we will do the first build. So I'll actually check the sync file like this. So I get the correct audio. Let's see. So here, sometimes the 20S or something S will cut off the words. And if like it's cut off here, what you gotta do is move this like a couple units to the left or right and see if it fixes it. It's good for me right now, so I don't have to fix it, but it just like cuts off the letter sometimes because there's a letter here overlapping it. But it's good right now. here I'm looking at the whether the syncing is correct. And if it's not for some word, then I will start like editing those. So I'll have the edit tab here ready. Okay. I'm gonna fix this one to not be so long. Since it seems to cause some annoying issues. And I'm not gonna press reset. See here, even though my words start 0.3 seconds earlier than the exact timing is, like here it's pretty noticeable here. But it's like reaction time of the singer compensates for that. And then at the end here, the trick I do with the making the ending of the word longer, that's compensating for this. So here you can see it perfectly ends the last frame of the wipe when the singer stops the singing. Okay, this part I want to see whether finest detail is good enough or whether I need to drop this down to like good or medium detail. Okay, there's one part. Oh yeah, this was the part where I had to make it start later. I think I'm not gonna do that, so I'm just gonna start it here. Okay. So here, I haven't run into this issue before where I have such a long string here. I've only had like 45 seconds or something, but never like 1 minute. So I think I will actually just use like not 1 minute, I will use 75 seconds here. And also check out the fixes we made. Might have to do a compromise here. So gets removed after 0.2 seconds. So I can bring this forward. Let's see with that. Here's a little thing about having lyrics be this long. You could split it here, and then it would be one line longer. But because the thing is, if you have lyrics, like multiple lyrics that start at this viewing area, like they start here, or here, and here, and then if you suddenly go all the way to here, you like, it's a very slight thing, but the singer might get like caught off guard that the word begins up here instead of like close to the middle line here. So you might want to split a word like this, especially if it's like a very quick rap song where you're like, your eyes are right here looking for the next word right here, but then suddenly it starts here. In slow songs it's not a big of a deal, but with quick rap songs it's something to consider. I forgot what I did here, but it seems to work. Here I want to check the fade. Yeah, looks good. And then the outro fade. Okay, see, it disappears like line by line. So I want to fix that. So it like fades out. And you don't want to use the fade here. The fade option here, you don't want to use that because you're already like messing with the limitations of this format. You're like having a lyric wipe on top of a slideshow. And if you make this fade out, then this fades out above it. It's gonna like invert the colors and do some weird shit, so don't do that. So what the fix is just like extending this by like 2 frames or something. Then seeing if it works. There we go. So now it fades out nicely. And it also appears nicely. And that's it. Then we just build the video file. So take the instrumental instead of the sync. And I use these settings here, 60 FPS, 1080p, full video. And press build. It's gonna come up with a window like this. Choose AV-zlib. And these are the default settings. And these are good. And click OK. And then it will render for a quite a long time. So now the AVI file has done rendering, and you can see it's 819 megabytes. So what I will do is just convert that into MP4 with FFmpeg. I will also change these to be correct. I don't know the code for this yet, so I'm just doing X. Also gonna convert the instrumental to MP3. There we go. And then combine these into a zip. And now the zip holds these. So now the video is done and it's 9.2 megabytes instead of 819 megabytes. So just rename this, and also the instrumental file, rename that. I will delete these. And here we have the 3 files that we need. So now all that is left to do is to upload your video. What I do is I take the lyrics, and then I have a description file here. I take out these instrumental parts, then put my code here. There's my description for the video. Then I upload these to the Google Drive and upload the MP4 to YouTube and use this thumbnail here. And we can just check the MP4 file quickly. Check the wrapping part. And just like that. And that's it.